win a culture victory on deity level. As usual, I'll remove the science victory because that's very easy for them to beat you that way and hard to stop. So I'm not going to choose a random leader. So there are quite a few leaders that will give you a little bit of help, like Victoria, Trajan, and Teddy Roosevelt gets a massive culture from the mid-game onwards. But I'm going to go for a Greek civilization because they get good culture to start with. I quite like Gorgo. The advantages are the Acropolis is quite cheap, you get extra culture, you get an extra wild card, a policy slot, and combat victories provide extra culture. So we'll start the game and see how we get on. Right, so this is a good starting position, so I'm going to build the first city there. As usual, I'm going to send a warrior off to explore while we're making a scout. I'm also going to queue a couple of things. So I know I'm going to need a settler, slinger, builder, slinger. Perhaps the next one could be a warrior or the monument, but we'll wait and see. So we'll play a few turns and come back when there's anything to note. Now obviously I'm going to choose mining straight away. I've got loads of stone all over the place, so I need to get that going. And the idea is to use the capital city as the hub of a wheel, and build all these cities all around it. Now if I'd have known it was that close to the coast, I wouldn't have built it there. I'd have moved it a bit further away, but didn't know that at the time. Right, so first barbarian outpost has sprung up here, so I need to go and take care of that. And if I could do it with a slinger, that would be useful. It would give me a bonus boost towards archery. Now I found another barbarian outpost here, and this is very early in the game, so I know I'm going to need a lot of military units to take care of them. Now when we get enough faith to choose a pantheon, I will normally choose Divine Spark. That gives you a little boost towards earning a great person. Now I really need to get a couple of cities built here if I can, to stop this march of Trajan. He's marching over this way. Now I built a city there, and I could wait to try and get these lands cheaper, but I want to be able to get an encampment there to protect myself against attack from this city. Also, I don't want him to be able to get this square to be able to attack my city, so I need to buy that one as well. Because I've got cattle here, I need to build a commercial hub right here so that I can put the Great Zimbabwe in between the two. It needs to be near to cattle and near commercial hub. And the Great Zimbabwe is very useful for generating a lot of income, so we want to get that if we possibly can. So I finally captured this Egyptian city, which was handy because that's the only source of aluminium that I've got to make my fighters and bombers. So the next thing is I've got 3 bombers ready, so I'm going to attack Rome, wipe Rome out, and then attack the Vikings, Adraga, Norway, because they are my main challenges with the culture victory. So my spy that was in here got captured, so then I wasn't able to continue the bombing of this city. So what I've done, I brought a knight, put him on there, and then I can move him 1 square, 1 tile there, bomb him, bomb the city, then move him back there where he'll be safe. So I've ended the war with Trajan. We were running out of money, and he's only got the odd few cities, so he can be ignored for the rest of the game basically. We just need to concentrate on Norway now. So this is what the scores look like at the moment. Harold Hadraja is in the lead. We're still bottom, but we're getting there now. We're starting to pick up. Score moved up a couple of places. Domination, region. So all looking okay at the moment. One of the things that I forgot to mention, that in order to make peace with Trajan, I actually took 3 of his works of art as a price, so that was quite useful. So we've now moved across to the other continent now. We're trying to destroy Germany, and then the next danger is Montezuma. So all going well at the moment. Still at the bottom as far as tourism is concerned, but the people who are dangerous, we're knocking them off one by one. We'll soon be rising up there. So the end game has been a bit monotonous really. We're just repeatedly bombing each city into submission, then capturing it. I mean, we could have speeded things up by dropping some nuclear weapons. That would have made it a bit quicker. So let's see what the situation is now. Religion is 3 different religions on the go, so that's not a problem. Domination, I've now captured 4 capitals, so if I wanted to I could capture the last 2 and get a domination victory. Score victory, naturally way over everybody. And the culture, which is what we're aiming for, we're still only down there, but the point is that they've lost all their cities, these 2. They're just going to get very little culture each turn, and I'm going to get a lot, and I'm going to be passing over them very quickly, so we're still on for that victory. And just one thing I haven't mentioned before, this is the culture. In every city has these, and you can focus on culture to add a little extra culture. One other thing that you need to do is to organise your great works so that all your museums become themed, and that increases significantly the tourism and culture. So what you've got to have, okay, I'll show you one that's already themed. You've got ancient artifacts. They're all ancient artifacts, but they're from 3 different civilizations. So whether they're ancient or medieval, they've got to be 3 different civilizations to be themed. Right, so we're at the stage where there's 10 turns left. I still need quite a bit of culture to win this game. I might have overthunk it, didn't do it right. It took too long to attack a Manitou. She kept pushing the culture up because she was so high on culture. That could end up being my downfall. It's close, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it. So with 7 turns left, closing in on a target, but still can't be sure whether I'm going to make it or not. I just wanted to point out one little bit of advice. When you're trying to theme your archaeological museums, you have to take a note of what ones you want and what ones you need, because once you send the archaeologist there and you click on it, you can't go back. You have to choose one or the other, so you need to make a note of which ones you actually need to actually complete the theme. I just note here that the target is actually coming down ever so slightly. That's because I've got so much culture above and beyond everybody else, and that might help me just sneak this. Looks like I've just about scraped it. Get the culture victory next turn.
of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.
And there you have it, the culture victory. Just about squeaked it by the narrowest of margins. The reason I had such difficulty, in the early stages of the game I tried to get a great writer, and I just could not get one. Normally sometimes you can get one or even two, but I just couldn't, and that left me behind in culture. Didn't make a lot of wonders either. Really had a mountain to climb with the culture, and the only way to do it was to gradually take over, almost go for a domination victory without quite capturing all the capitals to make that victory come true. So it's hard, that's all I can say. It's really hard, especially on this level. Deity, it's hard, but it can be done.